Pick up the tab to supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Our idiom, our contribution-related idiom today for supersize your business is to pick up the tab. Pick up the tab comes from, it's actually a relatively new idiom. It comes from 1945. It's only been used in the United States since 1945 in kind of an informal way to mean to pay for something, to bear the cost or the price of something, to pick up the check. So when you go out to eat, you pick up the check, you pick up the tab. My late father always picked up the tab. And I learned a few things about picking up the tab and paying. Paying, just like in negotiations, shows you who's in control. My dad was definitely in control of the family. He was our patriarch for the family, and he was surely in control, and he always picked up the tab, no matter how big the gathering, no matter how many of us were going out for dinner or at a different event. He picked up the tab. He paid. Not that we weren't capable of paying. He just chose to pay as as a gift to us many times, as well as I'm sure to exercise his control, because for lots of reasons. We all have reasons why we want to pick up the tab in our businesses. And tab just comes from tabulating totals, right? So in our businesses, we want to keep track of costs and expenses and assets and liabilities, so we tabulate them. We pick up the tab. In our businesses, when we want to control situations, we pay for them, right? If we want certain automations or processes or people to help us do things in our business, we pay for that. We pick up the tab and we pay for those products and services, just like we want customers buying our products and services. There's different things in our business we want to make sure that we're measuring. Measuring is important in our business, but what we measure is just as important as the fact that we're measuring things. I worked in corporate America for over a quarter century, and in that I learned that different companies and different corporations measure different things. And a whole lot of the things that we used to measure in corporate America were nonsense, and they were never used, and we just collected them and collated them and made reports about them to create busy work, but no decisions were ever made based on that information. So in my own businesses, I was and am very critical and careful about what we measure, what we keep track of, and why we do it. And if we're not using that information to make our business better, then we don't collect it and we don't report on it. We certainly don't busy people's time creating reports and weekly reports or daily reports about it, because information should be collected if we're going to use it, right? There's lots of industries and lots of businesses that collect information about everything, and then they go and they turn around and they sell that information. Think social media. Facebook, for example, any social media account, their job is just to collect all kinds of information on us and then sell it to different people for a lot of money, for billions and trillions of dollars. So pick up the tab. My question for you is, do you pick up the tab? Are you comfortable picking up the tab, or are you willing to let other people pay and therefore you're in some way, shape, or form beholding to them, right? Because picking up the tab creates the whole law of reciprocity thing. When somebody does us a favor, whether we believe it or not or know it or not, we feel like we owe them a good turn or a favor sometime in the future. So, love to know your experience with picking up the tab. I actually love this particular idiom and expression. We take turns picking up the tab when appropriate, but it's interesting how it plays out in families as well as in business situations. Who picks up the tab and what kind of unwritten expectations does that put out into the universe? All right, have an awesome day. Any questions or comments about this, hit me up. I am looking for some more contribution related idioms. We've got 10 days left in the month, and I am running to the end of my list. I'm gonna have to do some more research today and find more contribution related idioms. But if you have one that you would love to know the meaning of and the origin of, if I can find it. I'm finding that this area has been really interesting in terms of lack of detailed information. And then my son told me a story about how Oxford created the first dictionary, and I understand now why information is so spotty and the origin of things is so hard to ascertain. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow.